Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? Happy Thursday. Things are looking up here in Colorado. The sun is out a little bit, and we are past the worst of the blizzard. You've been hearing on the news about all the crazy weather, probably where you are too. There may have been some crazy weather. We were stuck inside yesterday. The boys' school was canceled, so we're back today. Everybody's back at school, and I'm going to hop on here briefly. This is not going to be super long because I'm trying to catch up today. I didn't get any writing done yesterday, as you can imagine. So today is catch up. Okay, I wanted to pop on for just a few minutes though. We had someone on Wednesday when I posted for questions. That's our usual post on Wednesday, is if anyone has questions. Someone posted about what's the best way to discipline a 4.5-year-old who just like nothing seems to work, like timeouts, taking away privileges, all the kind of standard things that most people try for discipline. She was saying that, it wasn't working. So I posted a really long reply, probably more than Amy wanted, but so you can go back if you look at Wednesday's post if you want to read the whole reply. I did like 4 ideas. But one thing I wanted to hit on here that I think sometimes is overlooked is this idea of connection before correction. And this is something that, when I started into being a parent 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago, I didn't really think of the importance of this. I think until you're actually in the situation, you don't often consider the importance of connection. I think a lot of times we get into this cycle with our kids where they're doing something that we don't want them to do, some sort of misbehavior, and we correct it and we say, don't do that, or we do some sort of timeout or take away something. If you do that again, I'm going to take this away, or you're going to get no dessert or whatever. And I do that too. I mean, I get in that cycle. But sometimes, then we just get in the cycle of repeating that again. They do the same thing again, or they do something else. And we kind of forget to like step back and try to, first of all, understand what might possibly be going on. Why are they doing this over and over? Or even if it's something different, why do we have to keep repeating ourselves that they're, doing some sort of misbehavior that we don't agree with, or, trying to enforce discipline that, is apparently not working because they're just continually doing stuff that we don't like, basically. So we sometimes don't step back and look at the bigger picture as to why they might be doing it, first of all. So in that post, I talk a lot, in her response to her, I talk somewhat about that, looking at some other factors, but then also just kind of stepping back from the relationship piece and thinking about, are we really connecting with our kids in some way? Are we just going around the house barking orders, or are we trying to like connect with them and spend time with them and do things that can foster our relationship? And so, I think that sometimes gets to be something that we overlook. And I know I do it too, because I get caught up busy. We get busy. We want to get things done. We want to do the chores. We have to make dinner and all that stuff. And we forget, like, we can't just, it doesn't work well for our relationship to kind of just go around the house barking orders, because kids don't respond well to that. And you wouldn't either if you were in that situation. If your boss goes around like barking orders at you in your office, you're not going to respond well to that, right? So you have to have some sort of connection with your kids to make that relationship work. And so what I have often done, and you can do it however works for you and your child, whatever helps you build that connection. Sometimes I'll just step back if I, have the forethought to do it. And especially with my 5-year-old, since he's the one at that age is a little more, he hasn't developed the maturity to really, follow the rules consistently and all that. So there have been several days where, we just have been kind of arguing a lot of the day, and I'm, reprimanding him for this or that. And I'll just finally sit down with him and say, look, I really love you and I want to spend time with you, but it's making it very hard when you act this way. And, what can we do to help this? Or how can we spend time together that's fun? Let's make our time together fun and not arguing, or whatever works for you, the language that you want to use. or sometimes you don't even need the language part. You just need, especially if they're very little, they may not understand that. And just go and sit down and start playing whatever they're playing, or say like, hey, do you want to come and do this with me, or whatever, some sort of activity that you would enjoy together. And just rebuilding that connection a little bit can go a long ways towards repairing the, you know, the relationship, and kind of the I don't want to say destroyed, the relationship hasn't been destroyed, but the, you know, when you have friction in a relationship, that just like you would maybe with your spouse or anyone else, sometimes you have friction. So I think, you know, going back to connection to help repair that a little bit can help then foster the goodwill between both of you. Even when they're little, you know, when they're toddlers, they just want, usually just spending time with them, playing with them helps rebuild that connection, or doing something funny that will both make you laugh together. You know, that can really rebuild that. And so then the next time some sort of interaction happens that you feel like you need to reprimand them or talk to them, they might be a little more open to hearing what you have to say. Now, it's not foolproof, of course, but I think that connection piece sometimes gets lost in the shuffle of sort of daily life. And so I was actually listening to a podcast this morning earlier, and the mom that was talking was, and this wasn't really about parenting completely, but it related to this. And she was discussing the importance of, you know, looking our kids in the eye. And I think in a good way, not like look at me and, you know, look at my face kind of harsh way, but just saying like, I'm here to support you, and I want to see your eyes, and I want you to see my eyes, that my eyes are a place of love and not a place of harshness. And that even if you're trying to correct them in some way, and something that you're not, you know, that they're not doing correctly, or that you want to kind of talk to them about discipline, they need to know that you're still coming from a place of love. And so I think that connection piece can help that, and the eye contact can help that, and saying, you know, helping them see that you're coming from a place of love, that you're trying to help them, and that you're not just trying to be the bad guy, which sometimes it's hard for kids to understand that. But I think the connection piece can help that. So I hope that helps a little bit, maybe just a little reminder. I know it's a good reminder for me when I heard that on the podcast, and when I have thought to do it in real life, it really does help. So I hope that's maybe a little tidbit of helpfulness this morning. One other thing I wanted to mention is, if you have not been watching the Calm the Chaos workshop that's been going on this week, I posted several things in the main page, blog page, and a little bit in this group as well. My blogger friend Dana is running this workshop. It's all free. It started last week, and the last video, I believe, is released today. It will be available until the 17th, which is Sunday. And it's 3 videos, and she walks through a lot of the same things I'm talking about here, much more in detail and with very tangible examples of connection, and also the idea of the iceberg theory of behavior, which I think I talked about a little bit last week, with looking kind of underneath our kids' behavior. What is the real meaning and the source of why they might be doing what they're doing? And so these are all sort of, I think, foundational understanding of what positive parenting is all about. So if you haven't looked at the workshop, I'll post the link in here. It's a great workshop. I've been through it before. She does it once or twice a year, and it leads up to her full program that she offers later on. So you can watch the free part and get a lot of resource out of it. And then if you're interested in the full program, that's available too. But it really has a lot of value. I mean, she does such a great job with it. She's been a teacher and a parent who has struggled with, you know, her children's behavior in the past, and has really worked through some amazing, like a framework to deal with and to help you uncover how to understand your child's behavior. So it's a great resource. I'm going to put the link. Check that out if you haven't. And like I said, sorry it's short today, but it's catching up time for me, and I'm also volunteering at school. So we'll keep it short today, but I hope you have a great day, and please post questions or comments, and I will come back and respond to those. Have a great day.